Hello and welcome to Teamworks. This is a podcast where we'll be covering everything to do with the gaming world. Each episode we'll be talking to people like ourselves. If you're a streamer or you're just a casual gamer that just wants to talk about gaming, we'll be talking all about everything to do about gaming, and from time to time we'll be talking about Marvel stuff as well. So if you're a big Marvel fan, we'll be talking about that. So this is our podcast. We are Teamworks. Hello guys and welcome back to the podcast. This is Teamworks and we are on season 2. This is episode 2 already, and what a pleasure to have on our show. We have DirtyDozenttv. Thank you for joining us, mate.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate you being here.
Honestly, mate, it's amazing. And this podcast, basically, we like to hear people's backgrounds on why they became gaming and all that. And we have so many different backgrounds, which is absolutely brilliant. But before we do get into, talking about the gaming world itself and all that, just tell our listeners and myself a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, DirtyDozenttv. Actually, everyone calls me Dirty. Been gaming for a long time, and
Yeah.
I really just got into gaming just to pass the time. You know what I mean? It's a great stress reliever. It's something like kind of a hobby, and never thought that I would be streaming, but here we are. You know what I mean? I'm a union electrician by day. I have a full-time
Oh,
job.
nice.
I'm also a single dad. Um, and between work and kids and gaming, I mean, that pretty much takes up my day.
I bet it does, but it's amazing that you've actually found time to stream as well, which is amazing.
Yeah. Like I said, I never thought I would, but I got with a bunch of friends and we started talking, and we were like, look, play games anyway. Let's just throw it out there and you never know. You might hit it off big, or you might get a good base that likes you guys, that wants to interact with you, and
Yeah.
the rest is history. Like here we are.
And that's amazing, mate. That was actually going on to my first question as well. Is basically, um, why did you become a streamer? What got you into the game in the first place? And last but least is, why did you name yourself Dirty Doos on TV?
Okay, so I figured you were going to ask me that, so we'll get to that at the end. But
No worries.
again, like I said, a bunch of friends got together. We were like, hey, and I kind of missed it a little bit. I didn't start streaming until after the lockdown happened, which kind of, I wish I'd have done it before because I think it'd have been a lot more audience in there. But I started after, everyone was getting out, and I actually started on COD. Everyone loved my sniping videos, so that's where I kind of took off. I play a lot of different games.
Yeah.
So we just threw it out there and see what happens. And it's been pretty good. I've really only been doing it really hard for probably like a year, and I'm already at 955 followers.
That's
You know,
absolutely fantastic, mate. Well done.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I usually hit payout almost every month. You know what I mean? I only stream like once or twice a week. I do a lot of different things. Um, okay. And then with my name, so my name, I got it when I was young, probably 18, 19 years old, run around doing stupid stuff. But
Yeah.
my friends gave me that nickname. And the reason why, I don't know if I should say this on here, but I'm going
You
to,
can't do
you
it,
know what I mean?
honestly. Not distracted, don't worry.
So, so what happened was when I was young, yeah, I was a little horn dog, you know what I mean, running around doing stupid stuff. I
Yeah.
had some friends, they weren't really friends, they were associates, but they would leave to go to work and their girlfriends would call me over. And of course, when I was young, I didn't care. So I would go over there and things led to things, you know what I mean? And people got wind of it. So then they started calling me dirty. And that stuck. And then I used to run around with like 12 different people. We were really close. So, we would go to
Yeah.
parties together or go out to the clubs together. So they started calling us the Dirty Dozen. And that's how we got the name.
Oh, brilliant, mate. That's absolutely fascinating to hear about as well, because I mean, it's when we speak to all different guests, we're like, why we want to know why you named yourself what you named yourself, but there's so many different stories come out, and it's amazing to hear why people call themselves what they call themselves. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's funny, man. It is like, and it's stuck. That's the thing. Like, I actually have a tattoo going down my neck that says "dirty." It's stuck.
Oh god, so that your name's probably going to stay like that forever, isn't it? Really?
Oh yeah, like I'll never change it. Everyone knows me as dirty. You know what I mean?
But to come from your
All my friends
childhood as
call me
well.
dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the thing. It's not like I just sat around and said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna call myself dirty." No, someone gave me that nickname, and it actually stuck. Like that's what they call me.
I mean, yeah, you're probably thanking him now, whoever called you dirty, because
Oh
um,
yeah.
it's got your gaming name into the name that you were called originally when you was a younger lad, which is
Right?
amazing.
And that was that's how it happened. Like I started streaming, they're like, "You got to come up with a name," and I'm like, "Psh, I already know that name." You know what I mean? Everyone knows me by that, so that's where we're at.
I'm quite surprised that. I mean, I wouldn't remember that. If someone called me a name, in my childhood, I wouldn't remember by now. I mean, I can't
Well, the
remember.
thing is,
Come on.
right, the thing is, like, yeah, they call me that in my childhood, but that's what they call me. Like, that's my nickname to them. So, like, even to this day, when I see my friends out, they don't call me by my actual name, which is DJ or David. They actually call me Dirty. Like, no one ever uses my name. It's Dirty. What's up, Dirty? How you been? It's
But
just the way it is.
it's great though, isn't it? Because you think, this is really good. I mean, my name's not dirty, but technically my name is dirty because everyone calls me.
Right, that's all they use. And the thing that's really funny about it is people are so used to calling me dirty that when they say my actual name, it doesn't sound right. And they're like, "I'm not calling you that. I'm calling you dirty." Here we are.
It's like calling Daniel Radcliffe. Calling Harry Potter Daniel Radcliffe. Everyone knows him for Harry Potter.
Right.
So I bet he gets. I bet someone goes, "Oh, hello, Harry Potter. You're the one that plays Harry Potter." They don't actually say his name, do they? Probably.
No, it's Harry Potter.
No. Yeah, with this
That's
posh
awesome.
accent.
Right.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
but it's like that with actors as well, isn't it? Basically, because people's, with Tom Holland, you know him with Tom Holland, but you know him more for Spider Man. So you technically call him
Right.
Spider Man, don't you? Really?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And the same thing with Deadpool. Like I'm a
Yeah,
big Deadpool
yeah,
fan.
Deadpool
I will.
fan,
I don't call Ryan Reynolds Ryan Reynolds. It's Deadpool because that's who he is.
isn't
Like
it? Just. Yeah.
it just sticks.
I mean, I think it's weird actually seeing him at Wrexham. It's a football club
Right.
because you think you just imagine him at a Wrexham game with his Deadpool outfit on.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, that's what he needs to do. Like
Oh,
get
imagine
put the
that.
mask on and let's do our thing. I mean,
Amazing, mate. Yeah, there's another question I want to ask you is basically, what's your favourite all-time game?
my favorite all-time game. Um, I don't know. Like when I first started gaming, like I
Yeah,
wasn't really into FPS shooters. I actually played a lot of sports games like Madden. The very first game that I really played was Super Tecmo Bowl on Nintendo. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's a football game, and of course I know UK football is soccer, but
I
mine is actual
think
the football.
I think so. I think I might have heard of the game because it was basically a retro football game, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they had a couple of them. You had Tecmo Bowl, then Super Tecmo Bowl. Well, when Super Tecmo Bowl came out, they had the amazing Bo Jackson on the Raiders, and
Yeah.
you could run the lengths of the field and you couldn't tackle him. Like he was just like a cheat code, and that's kind of got me into playing those kind of games. And I think one of now, like right now, one of my favorite games to play. I actually have two. I love playing COD, and I
Yeah.
love playing Overwatch too.
See, I wanna get more onto Overwatch 2 because what it was at first, I wanted to play the first one, but I was like, I'll wait a little bit longer just in case it comes on PlayStation Plus because some of these games do eventually come on the PlayStation Plus. So I was waiting and thought to myself, yeah, I'll just wait. And then
Right,
all of a suddenly they bring, well, they do. It's not even over. Basically, it's Overwatch 1 updated into Overwatch 2, isn't it? Um,
yeah,
and I seen it come to free to play, and I went, do you know what? I'm glad I waited now because I knew one day that that game would come free. Okay, they get you
right.
with in-game purchases and all that. So that's where they get you because people will spend a lot of money in game purchases,
Oh yeah,
don't they? But just the fact that you can play the base game for free is amazing.
right. Oh yeah, and I'm a big like you're saying about buying in-game stuff. Like
Yeah,
so, like I said, I'm a union electrician. I'm a full-time dad. You know what I mean? So I don't really go out and blow my money at clubs or spend it on stuff I don't need. But my one obsession is games.
yeah. I know what you
I'm
mean.
horrible at buying stuff in games. So like Fortnite, take for example. I started Fortnite probably a year or so ago.
Yeah,
Um, I have bought everything in that shop since I started playing.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I definitely need to get back on the game. I did play Fortnite when it originally came out, but I've not played it since. Just because I don't know, I just couldn't get into it much. The only thing that would
I,
send me back to that game is probably all this crossovers and the skins and that. I do like the look of them.
right. Right now, like if you haven't played Fortnite in a while, I know a lot of people like playing Fortnite, but they didn't like being in the building because let's face it, if you're just starting out in that game and you go against someone that's been playing it a year,
Yeah,
you don't have a chance. They're going to build around you, put you in a box, you're going to die.
yeah,
Well, I think one of the best things Fortnite did was bring out the no builds. So now you can play the game with no builds. So it's just like COD, you know what I mean? You find cover yourself and you're shooting the people. It's I've heard a lot of people actually like that better than the builds. So something to think about.
yeah. Definitely, it's a very interesting one to think about as well. You know what? My mate couldn't make it in this week's episode, so he'd be gutted. But I think he'll be listening back to this, and hopefully, he'll be like, "Oh, I wish I was there." But yeah, Phil's not with us in this week's episode, unfortunately, and he might not be for the other week coming as well, just because he's on holiday.
Right.
So he couldn't join us tonight, in this episode. But he'd be gutted that he's not in, and like we say to our guests, we'll probably have them all on again at some point. So we definitely will get him on again,
Nice.
when we do with you. But yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there's not many podcasts out there for gaming, so this is the reason why we've done it. And it's interesting because some people think, oh, gaming's just gaming, but it's not. It's far better, far more and better than just gaming. Because I'm hearing your background now, and at the moment, it's absolutely amazing. And that's what gaming's all about, isn't it? You hear different things all the time.
Oh, oh yeah, 100%. The thing about gaming and like before all the crossplay came out and
Yeah,
then like Discord and proxy chat and all that stuff, of course you couldn't play with people across the world, but now like you can set and just say I'll tell you where I'm at right now. I'm in West Virginia, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm across the world from you and here we are talking, we could get on a game and play and you can actually build relationships with people that you've never come face to face with. That is one of the best things about gaming.
it
You
is,
meet a
mate.
lot of good people, a lot of good friends. Like I know you just had Pixie on. Like I've met her brother,
Yeah,
Katie. Like all of them guys are amazing. And
Yeah.
Like I would have never thought that years ago. You know what I mean? And a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to take a trip to the UK just to actually meet them people. So it's amazing. It really is. Like
It is
I can't
amazing.
say enough about it.
But well, builds friendship, doesn't it? It definitely does. And it all depends which gaming communities you join. By the way, because I've joined some gaming communities in the past, and you think to yourself, yeah, this is not for me. But I've joined some fantastic communities, and I've met you through Pixie, and I just think it's amazing because obviously I wouldn't have knew you possibly if
Right.
it wasn't through Pixie. So it's nice to go from one nice gaming community and meet other people, and I think that's what gaming should be about. And yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It is, and like I can't say enough about Pixie and her brother and Sadie
Yeah,
and it's Necro. I say her brother, but it's Necro. The Discord I'm in, you know what I mean. There's a lot of amazing people in there, and let's face it, no matter where you go, you're going to have some people that are toxic or
yeah,
always want to talk down on people, and that's fine. Like that's them. It's not you. Like they're shadowing themselves. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not happy or whatever. Like, don't take it personal. I know sometimes it's hard to just like let things roll off your back, especially with some of the things people say. But I
yeah,
tell you what really gets me, man, is the way guys talk to women gamers. Like it's just downright disrespectful. Like stop, telling them get in the kitchen and fix a sandwich. Like if I was
yeah.
beside someone and they said that, I'd punch them right in the teeth
I do you know
because
what
it's just wrong.
I'm actually with you, and I was actually when I was talking to Pixie in the podcast on the last episode, I was basically saying, you know, I'm so pleased that female gamers there's more out there now because it shouldn't be just one side. It should be everyone comes into it. You know what I mean? And when you got
Right.
toxic people aiming for female, it's wrong. It is wrong.
It is, and gaming's for everyone. I don't
Yeah,
care if
definitely.
you're 5 or 90. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If gaming makes you happy, then do it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
again, there's going to be people out there that want to put you down. There's some cracked out people out there that can play the game great, and there's others that can't. But that doesn't mean just because you're bad at the game, you shouldn't play. If it makes you happy, you should do whatever you want, and
exactly.
no one should say anything about it. Like the world is full of so much hate right now. Like the last thing you want to do is get on a game and bash somebody. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Help them. Like teach them the game. Just be different. Be the difference in the world that we need.
yeah. I know. I know what you mean. And do you know what makes it worse is when someone is disrespectful to you, even though they're on the same team as you.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like that. You should be helping, not like saying all nasty things. I had it. I had a really toxic person, and some of the things that he said was actually ban out of order, and he shouldn't have said all these things. But he was happy saying all these things. He was like made up, and I think it was because I was having a bad day that day anyway. I did take it to heart, unfortunately, and
Right.
it got, let's just say I didn't game for about 2 months, which is not like me at all. But I know I
And
shouldn't have
that's
done, and I think I wouldn't have took it as personal if I wasn't having a bad day anyway. You know what I mean?
right. And again, that's the thing that sucks. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you was having a bad day. You know what I mean? You got on games to just kind of clear your mind a little bit, relax, and then you got this guy in there just bashing you. Like it sucks, man. And I'll tell you right now, don't
yeah,
ever, ever let anyone tell you you're worth. You know what I mean? That is crazy. There's going to be people out there that hate you no matter what you do. You're never going to be good enough. But as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, playing games, and that's anything. Like, don't let anyone, ruin your happiness, man.
oh, I know. I say to myself to today that I shouldn't have let it get to me, but I think it was because of the words he said. I mean, if he said that to anyone else, I think they would be quite hurt as well because the words were they weren't nice. Let's just say.
Right. And unfortunately, and you know it because you game, that's unfortunately you'll have people like that.
Oh yeah,
Like,
definitely.
and there's nothing you can do about it, really. All you can do is either take it or mute them or, leave the game. But again, I try not to let people ruin my happiness. You know what I mean? I have a lot of fun playing games,
Same.
especially with my friends. Like I said, Pixie and them. Like when we get together, dude, it's a laugh. And that's the best time ever.
Oh, definitely. And you know what? I'm gonna have to join you two on Overwatch sometime. I definitely do because
Oh,
I watch the streams and I think to myself, I'm missing out here.
yeah, we get it. We get it right good, man. We have a really good time.
Yeah,
And it's weird, like from the very beginning of playing with them guys and Pixie, it's been the same. Like we have just automatically clicked, and it's just been a show, and that's how we roll.
it's brilliant. Like you say, you can meet all different friends from everywhere in the country. You're from America, aren't you?
Yes, I'm from America.
Which is amazing. And do you know what? Most of my people that come over to my channel and all that, believe it or not, it's actually been people from America, which is amazing because you think to yourself, wow, you're getting people from all over the country coming to your channel and speaking to you, and then you become mates for life, basically. Then, don't you? You know.
You do, and I've so this. I met a couple of my gamer friends. I mean, that's lived close around,
Yeah.
like maybe a 5 or 6 hour drive. This me going over to the UK to meet Pixie and Necro and Tady. That'll be the longest journey ever. I've never flown in my life. I'm terrified of planes, but you know what? I'm going to meet them guys because like it's what I want. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
seem like awesome people. I just want to go over, hang out with them. Go out, have a good time. We're not looking at a screen. We'll actually be around each other, and I think it'll be a blast. Like I think everyone should try to do that. You know what I mean? Go out and meet the people you're gaming with.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
know I know it's hard to think that you can make a connection over a screen and playing a game, but you can. Like just talking to someone, you actually learn who that person is just by talking to them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying meet someone and then go over a day later, but I mean, I've been talking to Pixie and Necro and them for months,
Yeah.
and we're going to go over and hang out and just have some fun. But I think everyone ought to do that because you never know what can happen. You know what I mean? That's a new chapter in your life. Like, live it.
Definitely, mate. You know what? I totally understand it as well. And you know what? This is our first time actually speaking to each other. Voice to voice. And already I feel like I've knew you for ages, and that's what gaming communities get you. You meet people, even when you just speak to them the one time, you think there you go, you're friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got that
And you
connection
can
with the
tell.
gaming, don't? When you're in gaming, you just got that connection with everyone, basically, haven't you?
You do. And like I said, me and them play almost every day. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
like, it's been, a couple months. We play pretty much every day. We talk to each other, through DMs, Discord. We've really gotten to know each other. But, I mean, the thing is like put yourself out there. I'm not saying, go out and just like tell everybody who you are, but there's people that when you talk to, that they're actually interested in knowing who you are. You know what I mean? They actually ask questions, and that's how you build that friendship. Um, I can't think of anything better. Like I said, getting on a game and meeting new people and
definitely.
just talking about stuff. And I mean, like I said, you meet people from across the world. That
Yeah,
is crazy to me. I could
it
be
is.
sitting in West Virginia and talking to somebody in the UK and we can hit it off this good. Like it's just amazing. And it's worth it because like I said, again, you never know where things lead.
Yeah,
You just don't.
definitely, mate. Yeah, you end up having a friendship for life, and that's why I love the gaming community. I think it's far so well, definitely far so better than it was a few years ago, and I'm glad that it's done that. And believe it or not, I think the possibility of gamers now is rising up to about 90%. I think so. It just shows you that gaming is a big thing these days.
Uh, I mean, look at all the tournaments and stuff. Like, there's pro gamers that
Yeah,
actually get in these tournaments and they make millions. And that's what they do for a living is they play games and make millions. Like, how
yeah.
cool would that be?
I
You
don't
never have to
imagine.
leave home.
Imagine that you just do what you love doing, but in your seat at home. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, you don't have to worry about driving. You don't have to worry about, packing your lunch or getting up
yeah.
at 3:30 in the morning. You just wake up, okay, I got a tournament today. You get on, you play the tournament, you win $1 million. Like that just blows my mind that that's even capable of happening. And there's people out there that's made it their dream. And I mean, they're living
Yeah.
life and I love it.
Oh no. Will you look at Ninja for instance?
Yeah,
His life's like that, and that's our aim. Our aim is to get Ninja on the show. I've been
that'd be
desperately
awesome.
trying to get him on the show, but as it is, because he's dead popular, he doesn't want to be in touch with people, so he makes it difficult for people to get in touch with him. But yeah, if you're listening to this, Ninja, yeah, come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it. Let's get on here, man. That'd be awesome.
Oh, wouldn't it just? I mean that. I mean, I'm going to get a few streamers on, but it's nice just to get talking and putting it out there. I mean, people will be listening back to this now and thinking, this is just like having a conversation normally, which is absolutely amazing. And gaming is so good for your mental health as well. I think as well. I do think it does have an effect on your mental health. So say you're you want, like you said before, you want to quiet down and you chill. Well, that's basically what it is, isn't it? If you want to take your mind off the real world for a few minutes, or for an hour, 2 hours, then you're in that zone again, aren't you? I don't have to worry about the real world for a bit. I'm doing what I love doing, and that's what I love
Yeah,
about gaming.
and it's nice. I mean, the thing is, you don't have to go anywhere to do it. You can just,
No,
go in your room, close the door. If you want to
yeah,
listen to music, put on the game and just, dive into it. You know what I mean? Tune everything else out. Because if you can escape this world for an hour or two, like it's worth it. I can believe that. This world will beat you down if you don't have an escape. And
yeah.
mine is gaming, and I enjoy it.
Depends what game you're playing as well, though, because you'll end up
Yeah.
raging.
Oh yeah, Overwatch, forget about it. We're in there just going crazy. Same thing with COD though, but
Yeah,
it's still. And I was telling Pixie this the other day.
yeah,
It doesn't matter if I win or lose, but when I'm playing with them guys, I have fun regardless. I mean, of
yeah,
course, you
exactly.
get upset sometimes when you're getting beamed or something, but it's still fun and it still passes the time. Like sometimes you'll get on and you'll start playing, and next thing you know, it's 8 o'clock at night, time to go to bed, and you feel like you just sat down. So it's a great escape.
The amount of times I've done that, mate, and then I've ended up looking at the watch and going, "Oh my god, is that time? I've been playing for 4 hours."
Oh yeah,
But
and
that's
it's
the thing.
fun. Like,
Yeah, it definitely is fun. And then we're just going on to the next question as well, because we spoke a lot about that, which is amazing. But my next question to you is what console did you first play on?
the first console I ever played on. So like I said, I'm a big gamer. I love games. So I've had a couple retro games like Atari 2600. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like just checking it out. The graphics
yeah,
is horrible, but it's just something different to play. You know what I mean? So you got Atari 2600. You got the Sega Genesis. I had the Dreamcast. I have the Wii, Xbox. But my main console is PlayStation. Always has been.
yeah,
Always will
definitely.
be. I have a PC as well, but I'm a PlayStation guy through and through. You know what I mean? I can't get away from it.
Yeah, it's the same as me, mate. I started off on. Well, I didn't actually start off on PlayStation. I think it was that console that had over 1,000 games built in. I think you literally just plugged and play. I can't
Uh-huh.
remember what it was called. It was back in the 90s, I think. Uh, but it was a good console then, because you think to yourself, the pixels are amazing, the graphics are amazing, but you look back at them now and you think, oh my god, did I really play that?
Yeah, like what was that? Like little stick figures running around. Now you got 3D characters and 4D, and it's amazing to see how far the gaming has came.
Yeah, it is. And do you know what? It's still going. I mean, what are they going to do? So we got on next gen now. What are they going to do next? They will do something, but it's like you think to yourself now, how much more can they do? Because the quality is amazing right now.
Yeah, I think the big thing with games right now, like I think the thing that needs to really be worked on is the server issues. Like you
Yeah,
play a lot of games that lag or missing frames and things like that. I think if they can fix that and get everything running smooth, I think a lot of the games will be a lot better.
I'll tell you a bad game that always did that is Rogue Company.
I've never played it.
Do you know what? It's a good job you're not playing it now because I feel myself, and there's a few people as well. They feel like the game is slowly dying now, which is a shame because when it started off, it looked like it was going to be an amazing game. And I normally play it all the time, but I've not played it since the 5th of July, which is not like me. But I think I was just getting bored because there wasn't new things coming to it. I mean, they've recently just brought a new character to the game, but that was the first character we had since over a year ago. Which
Yeah.
normally you have new updates, new characters regularly, don't you, on games, especially games like that, because it's a shooting game. It's a team match game, and I just think I mean I'll probably go on it and try it again, see how it goes. But yeah, that is one of the games with a lot of glitches on it. You have a lot of
Right.
you'll have a lot of hackers on it as well, which I don't normally like using that word, but there is hackers out there. Let's
Oh
just
yeah,
put it
they're
out.
everywhere.
But
They're everywhere.
isn't it just? And how do you shoot through a wall and get someone? But also, how do you crouch in the ground and use that as protection and no health goes off you? Which me and my mate were playing a
Right.
match one day, and that literally someone did that. It was. I think it was more of um, a hack rather than a glitch because you could see it.
Right.
He was literally crouching, and going inside. His feet were going inside this ground, which was using as a protection. Which I
Huh.
mean, that can't. That doesn't sound like a glitch, does it? It sounds more like a hack, like a mod. Someone's modded the.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with these days. Like,
Yeah,
you know, and that's one of the big things with games too. If they could come out with an actual anti-cheat that actually worked, and like as soon as they were caught doing it and they knew they were cheating, they were banned. Like I know some of the big time streamers can get people banned, but like if a game could actually detect that itself and just ban the person,
yeah,
I know, like they had magnetic bullets and the guns shoot faster and aimbot and like the list goes on for hacks. And it's like if you're playing regular and actual true and not using hacks, like it's hard to keep up if you're in a lobby with a cheater. It really is. Like 9 chances out of 10, he's going to kill you.
yeah.
And that's one of the
Definitely.
things that can make games better. If they could fix that.
Well, it makes it worse for everyone else when all these people are modding the games and you're trying to play it
Right.
properly. Okay, yeah, there's certain games that you mod and it's fun, but there's games where you mod and it ends up becoming annoying. Um, like how do you shoot through a wall and get get someone?
Right.
That's annoying in itself. That probably happens on COD a lot.
It is. And then you got people that just shoot up in the air. Like
Yeah,
spin around in circles, shooting up in the air and killing people. Like, what are you like? How? Like,
yeah, I
I
know.
mean, beaming you from across the map, like it makes no sense to me because I don't cheat. You know what I mean? I play the game the way it's supposed to be played. I don't use modded stuff, so it's just. I mean, to each their own, but I feel like that takes a special person to hack. It just does because I couldn't do it. I just can't.
No, I couldn't. Even though I've got a PS5 myself, but in the last few months I've got myself a gaming PC, which I've thought to myself I would never get. But then I thought to myself, you know what? It'll open more options for my streaming that I can put overlays on, and plus it'll work out so much better for the podcast as well when we record and stuff and all that. Um,
Right.
and I do think the gaming PC they are brilliant, aren't they? I have to admit, but I am still a big fan of PlayStation. PlayStation has always been
Oh,
my top thing to play on.
oh yeah. Like the things with I think the things with excuse me, things with PC is the games run so much smoother on it. You know, the graphics are better. You know, the frame rate's better. I think the input lag with console, you don't have that with PC. So that's why a lot of people play PC because higher frame rate. You know, you don't have the input lag. When you hit the key, it actually hits it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
instantly. I think that's a lot of the things that people use for the PC. And then I have a PC, you know, like I said, a gaming PC, and I hardly ever use it. I'll be honest with you. PlayStation is my go-to. Like that's what I use.
Do you know what's weird enough though? You're saying you hardly use the gaming PC now, because you're always on the PlayStation. It's a bit weird. When I got my gaming PC, I wasn't using it as much. But then I said to myself, because I play Rogue Company, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try it on PC and give it a go. And I've always started playing it on PC. I think it's because at the moment I haven't got a capture card that's compatible with OBS. So I think once I get a capture card that's compatible, I'll probably be playing more on PlayStation. But it's one of them. When I stream games, I like to have an overlay on now.
Right.
Do you know what I mean by that then?
Yeah, yeah, I know.
I don't know
Like I
whether you
said,
do the
I
same.
stream. Yeah, I stream PS5 right through. I have a gaming laptop too, so I stream my PS5 through my gaming laptop. But I also have a capture card,
Yeah,
so it runs through the capture card. I can switch games, overlays, alerts, all that good stuff. I also, like I said, I have a gaming PC, which I set it up to stream on. I actually have a camera for it. I just never did it, but I usually stream through PS5, and with the capture card running through my laptop. So I know
yeah,
exactly what you're talking about. And I will say this.
yeah,
PC gaming and console gaming. I've done them both. It is night and day. It really is. Like playing on the PC, everything is smoother. It's quicker. You know, it runs better. It's just, I've been a console gamer my entire life. You
yeah.
know what I
Same,
mean? And I've
same.
just recently got this PC, so it's hard for me to switch. And it's hard for me to switch from controller to keyboard. So, you know, it's hard for me to keep in my mind what buttons are what. And that's one of the reasons why I really don't play much. I mean, I've hooked my controller up to the PC
Yeah.
and it runs great, you know, but actual be on the keyboard and do it, yeah, I struggle with that. I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I'm not a keyboard and mouse player. If I'm playing any games on PC, I connect to my controller all the time.
And
Honestly.
you get the best of both worlds, really.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So, I mean, one day you might say to yourself, "Do you know what? There's a game on the PC that I would like to try," and then you go on it. But at least because you got it there, it's there if you want to switch, isn't it? You know, if you want to have a go at something new.
Right.
And I
Yeah,
think
because
that's
there's a
cool.
lot of games.
There's a hell of a lot of games. I'll tell you what, there's a lot coming out this year, and like I said in previous episodes, I'm going to be bankrupt at the end of this year.
You have to take out a loan just to get games. Like, what's going on here?
Oh, but you know what? The thing is, though, because me and my mate do game share on the PlayStation, which is handy to have. I don't know if you heard of game share.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we've been doing it since the PS4 days, and it's amazing because we're into basically the same games, really. So it's ideal for us to just do game share, and we pay less, but we pay more. If you get what I mean, because
Right.
with game sharing, we pay half each. But then you end up going, oh, do you know what? I'll buy that game, buy that game, so on.
It costs
It
you
never
more in the
ends.
long run.
Yeah, so it costs us more in the long run. But the other thing I like about that is that, say, there's games I haven't had in the past and he's had, and he's got it digital, I can download from his side, which is it's handy to have. It's a good feature to have, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, PlayStation's been, and you could PlayStation's been my top console, but you could actually say that the next gen consoles are becoming more like a PC now. Just
Yeah.
because you can fit SSD, you can, well, especially with the PS5, you can replace your SSD drive, which I have recently in the last year or so. Yeah, it was last year when I replaced mine to a 2 terabyte, because you know yourself, the PS5 came with a very small memory, which I was disappointed about. I don't know whether you disappointed with the memory.
I was, but so I've always been disappointed with memories on consoles. I
Yeah.
don't understand why, it fills up so quick, why they can't put a bigger memory in it. But I did, once they unlocked the SSD card, the extra one, I went out and bought a WD Black, one of the biggest ones you could get and put in it. And I also bought a WD Black 5 terabyte external hard drive for my PS5.
Yeah, well, I've got a 5 terabyte external hard drive that to store all my PS4 games on. Um, because obviously you can't play. If you would like to be a guest on our show yourself and talk about your background, how you became a streamer or just a casual gamer, just DM us on our social medias, or you can contact us by our email, which is teamworkspodcast@outlook.com. Now let's get back to the episode. We're talking about the PS5, and there's some really good games, isn't there?
Oh yeah, PS5's got some awesome games on it. Um, I wish they had more. I really wish that you could play the old PS games on the PS5. I wish they did that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I
proper
think they ought
backwards
to make it to where
compatibility.
you could play them all.
Yeah, I mean, Xbox did it through update, didn't they? You can play up. I think you can play some of the Xbox arcade games now, can't you? The
Oh
original,
yeah.
which is amazing. That's what it's all about, isn't it? But yeah, I've got a question for you as well. It's basically, um, what's the what's the best game that you've played with the most fantastic theme tune in it?
You mean like the soundtrack or
Yeah,
just
yeah, either the soundtrack or in-game music.
that's hard. Um,
It is a hard
I'm
one.
going I really like I play Apex too, so I like some of the stuff in Apex. COD, they have some good sounds in it.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat, like Mortal Kombat 2, Ultimate,
yeah,
that's a good one. Uh, there's a lot of different Overwatch. They all have like good tunes to them. Some of them. I'll
yeah,
be honest with you. Most of the time when I play, I usually put on Spotify, and you know what I mean. Listen to music, but I usually turn off most of the music because it's so loud in game.
yeah. I
Like you
know what you
can't even
mean.
hear what you're doing.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. But there is a game for me that had some fantastic tunes in there, and you might have heard of the game. Is Life is Strange.
Life is strange. I don't think I have.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing game. It's basically one of them. You, you choose the way the story goes, so it has multiple endings,
Oh, okay. I got
which is amazing because you don't know what's going to happen. But Life is Strange, especially the first one, it's basically based on a girl that turns 18, and on her birthday she discovers that she's got powers that she can rewind and fast forward life. But there is things that could happen that will be bad at the end. But there is good things that she does as well.
Right.
Which is amazing. And that game has got some fantastic tunes in there. It's such an emotional story as well, because it goes through her life. It goes through... she has to save people. And in order to save people, she's either got to save them, and there'd be consequences, and if she makes the other choice, there's still going to be consequences at the end of the line. At the end of the game, you have to choose to save your friend, or you choose to save the town, which is a tough one. What would you save? Would you save the town, or would you save your mate? It's a tough one, isn't it?
That's a hard one, but to me, like, I know that's your friend, but if you save your friend, then you lose everyone else.
Exactly. It
You know,
was a tough one, because it took me ages to decide on that game at the end, but I ended up choosing my mate because it was one of them.
you killed the town and saved your mate.
But you don't know whether some of them people survive, do you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because
Like,
the
you
game
wouldn't
ends,
know
then
if they were alive.
it cuts off there. But saying that, the game ends where the town is completely destroyed. I'm not going to tell you any more because you need to play the game. But
Yeah.
But they had a Life is Strange 2, which basically was based on two brothers, and his little brother discovered that he had powers
Oh man, so it's
himself.
like a superhero.
Yeah. So it constantly goes on, and then the last one was called Life is Strange True Colors, and this girl could see what was going on, so she could see what was going to happen, and
Oh,
what should have happened before, basically. So she had powers with a mind, basically. She could see things
right.
that other people
I don't know
couldn't.
if I would want to do that.
No, I wouldn't want that power, but I would want the power that was in the first game, where you could rewind back time and fall back
That would
time.
be cool.
Yeah, I mean, what I mean. Then again, you could rewind back time or fast forward time, and you think to yourself, "No, that's definitely not me. That's definitely not me in, in the future."
Right. I like living for the moment. You know what I mean? The little
Yeah,
things. That's what makes life what it is, right?
yeah. But that is
Not always the big stuff.
definitely me, and that is the game that I loved, that had some fantastic tunes in. But I could say Uncharted. Uncharted had some great tunes in that, from that moment, and it was. I don't know whether you played the Uncharted games, but some
Yeah, I have.
fantastic stories, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm big into zombies too. Like,
Yeah,
you asked me my favorite game, and I kind of blanked on it. But telling you about Tecmo Bowl, my all time favorite like series of games is Resident Evil. Love Resident Evil. I'm a big zombie guy. I've watched all the movies. Um,
yeah,
I have Daisies and World War Z, and zombies has just been like my go to. Like Walking Dead, like forget about it. You know what I mean? One of the
yeah,
best series ever. um, but you were saying which one game had the best music tracks and stuff.
yeah,
I completely spaced again, but Guitar Hero, like what? He got some amazing songs on that thing.
yeah. And really, really tough question, that one as well. And I'm glad I put it out there, because it's a question that none of us think about, really, isn't it? Until you actually think, oh God, which game did have the best track? But
I never thought about it.
but there's so many games out there you could say that had really good tracks in them, and yeah, I just think there's so many games that you couldn't say which one's the best really with the tracking. So yeah,
Yeah,
it is a tough question, that one, but yeah, I think we got our best one out, didn't we? In the end.
yeah. I'll tell you another good one. Like now that we're on it and I'm thinking about it, have you ever played the game? I think it's called Twisted Metal.
Oh no, I don't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether I played that one actually.
Twisted Metal also has some good tunes on it. It's
Yeah.
you're like they just made a movie about it coming out called Twisted Metal where they're in cars and they race cars and you're trying to kill each other. Yeah, it's
Oh
called
yeah,
Twisted
yeah.
Metal. They have a clown on there that drives like an ice cream truck or something.
Yeah,
But
actually, I remember
it had
remember
some
seeing his
good
face.
good music on the actual game.
Oh wow, I'll have to check some of the music out on there. Um, but yeah, there's just so many games. I can't even say anymore. To be honest with you, because there's that many.
Yeah,
Um,
you're right.
but I have got another question for you, and it's basically what could you see yourself say in 5 to 10 years time? With the gaming side of things.
Well, to be honest with you, man, I'll be gaming until I'm dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Again, it's my release. It's my
yeah,
escape.
yeah,
I enjoy coming home from work, doing what I have to do.
yeah,
And then if I got a couple hours, sit down and just relax. It helps you get your mind off of other stuff. You don't have to worry about everyday life. You're not out here on the roads where you got to worry about other people, whether it's, drunk driving or someone falling asleep. You're at home, you're safe and you can just kind of veg out on the game, play. Again, you can talk to your friends that, you can't talk to on a daily because whether they're across the world or maybe they work when you're off, but
yeah.
getting on the game and talking to them and just enjoying yourself, that's what it's about. Like that really does help out. Uh, Day in and day out, you're stressed. Just sit down, relax, play a game, get your mates on, your friends, and just, have a conversation. Like it really does help sometimes.
It definitely does, mate. Like you say, you worked all day. You want to, if you got a few hours to spare, you want to just relax, uh, take that day off you, and just like think to yourself, right, this is my time now. I'm gonna I'm gonna play with a few friends and have a laugh, and it's very good for your mind. It definitely is.
Yeah, it's a release, and I think a lot of people don't really realize it. Like they just think it's gaming's gaming, you know what I mean? But if
Yeah,
you really stop and think a minute, man, like there's been times when I've had a rough day at work, you know what I mean? Just like everything seems like it's going wrong. You come home, you're sitting there on the couch or whatever watching TV, and you're like, you know what? Let's play a game. And then
yeah.
you get on the game, and it just seems like all that falls away. You know what I mean? Once you kind of focus on the game, it kind of makes everything else just seem like it's not so important anymore. Like, yeah, I had a bad day, but it could be worse. It really is of release. It really does help a lot of people getting on games. My son, he has attention hyper deficit disorder.
Oh
But
yeah,
if he's not doing something, he's bouncing off the walls. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I
And a
know
lot
what you
of
mean.
times I'll put him on a game or something and be like, look, just focus on this for a couple minutes, you know what I mean? And let's see what happens. And usually, man, that'll calm him right down. Like he'll focus on the game. He can sit still, but
Yeah.
if he's not not on the game, he's bouncing off walls. So I mean, gaming can help people like that too. So it's kind of cool.
It definitely is. It definitely is, mate. Because I read something, and I think it's actually true as well. It was saying that um, gaming helps your mind. So you know, you look at people that end up with dementia and all that, and but gaming, apparently gaming's meant to not stop it, but it's meant to help. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, yeah, it keeps your brain sharp.
Yeah, it
You know
does.
what I
It
mean?
keeps
Like
it going, doesn't it?
yeah, your eye hand coordinations.
Yeah,
Your reaction times. Like playing games can help that because let's face it, some of the games like FPS shooters, that's really based off of reaction. Like
yeah,
if you can react quicker than your opponent, then you win.
yeah, exactly. It is amazing to hear as well. And you know what? I also listen. I've been listening to this other podcast as well, and it's called Diary of a CEO. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
So basically, it's I think his name's Chris Stephen, or it's something that I can't remember his name, but basically he invites celebrities onto his show, and he talks about the human mind and all that and how the human mind works, which is amazing because he says you always have a bad habit and that bad habit will always be there. But say you have a new habit, a new bad habit that comes across, that will stay with you for a while, but that old bad habit will always be in the lurch, trying to get back into you, so it'll never escape you. I mean, he did actually say that might not be a bad habit, that might just be a habit that you remember constantly. And it was basically just saying it's the human mind is a strange thing, and it does think things, you know, all the time, which is it's interesting, isn't it? And that's why
It is.
when you're talking about gaming and all that, you know, your mind's set on that one thing. You're like, right, that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm gaming and stuff like that. But there will always be something else on the back end of your mind, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And like you said, gaming does help you. Like when you focus on a game, all else falls apart. You know what I mean? All else falls away, and that like in that moment, that's your release. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
what you're thinking about. You're not thinking about paying bills or what happened today at work. You're actually thinking about the game. So it's nice, to just let all that fall away and actually be able to game and
yeah,
and relieve some stress and have some fun.
yeah, definitely. That's what it's all about. You know, like you say, you've worked hard, you won a game, and it's amazing because you play Overwatch all the time, most of the time now, don't you?
Yeah, we Overwatch is a big one that we play a lot, and then we also play COD a lot too.
Yeah, and them games you're always on. I mean that's what I was going on as well. I've said it a few times as well, especially when Phil's been on the show. Basically, is because we game share and all that. We buy games and then we see something on offer and we go, oh, we'll buy that as well. But what happens with me is I'll start that game that we've recently bought, and then when we think to ourselves, oh, that game looks good, should we get that? So we'll get it. He'll complete the last game that we bought and get the platinum for it. And I'll be like, oh, yeah, I want to try this new game. So I go on to the new game and I forget about the game that we bought recently, and I never complete it. Which I'm always like Phil put it, I'm always 60% through a game before we get a new game, and then I just forget about it.
And then you just forget about it. You don't even touch it again. You're like, nah, I'm good.
But I know it's there, and I'm going to go back to it. But it's when I'm going to go back to it because there will always be a new game like we fancy. Like, oh yeah, we'll get that, and I'll never complete it.
Right. You keep getting new games, and never get back to the old ones.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, I still haven't completed Spider-Man PS4 version yet, and I need to because
It
I've got
happened.
I've got Spider-Man Miles Morales complete, and then need to go back on the PS5 version. You know, when they remastered it before October when the new one comes out. Like I'm gonna do all that now.
Dang. Yeah, if I get a new game and I like it, I
Yeah,
usually finish it. Like
yeah,
I'll usually play it nonstop until it's done. Um, I'm a like I I kind of try to get a wide variety of games. That way, like if I want to stream something different, I have something. So
Yeah,
like um I bought the new Marvel game, and then I also bought Elden Ring, and then
yeah,
I bought this other one, Blood something. It was about vampires, and I played them. I'm gonna be honest with you. I played them games like once or twice. I just can't get into them.
yeah.
I'm so mad about the Marvel game being a card game. Like you gotta draw cards, and then you can use those cards to do like attacks. I hate it.
Do you know
Freaking
what?
hate it.
I,
100
wa-
bucks.
I was the same because when I got the PC, my gaming PC, they had a promotion thing on, and the game at the time was Marvel Midnight Suns. So I got it for free with the PC. So I thought, you know what, might as well
Nice.
try it. Um, yes, I was disappointed with the combat mode, with the
Yeah,
card
me
and all
too.
that. I don't get it all the time. But what I will say about that game, the stories, I do like the story. The story's not bad.
Yeah, the story's really good, and that's the thing that kind of kicks you
Yeah,
is story's like amazing. The graphics are awesome. The characters are great,
yeah.
and then here you are picking cards. Like, why? Just let me control them. You know, like
Okay.
that's what I want.
I literally thought I'll be fighting in combat mode, not card combat.
Yeah,
But
me too.
and sometimes it takes me ages to just do that one, just because I don't know what cards I'm doing. And all that.
Right.
But I think I've got better at it. But yeah, like you say, it's not the same to the actually combat. It's not.
It isn't. And I actually streamed that game. Like when I bought it, the very first time I played it, I actually streamed it. And the one thing that the stream said, like the storyline was really good, like you pointed out. The storyline was like awesome. Like they were
Yeah.
into it, reading it and seeing the next scenes and stuff. But when it came to the combat, it was lackluster. You know what I mean? When you can't control the character and all you do is pick a card and they just do the same thing, over and over in every fight, like it kind of gets boring.
Well, it was like that Marvel game, wasn't it? That they brought to mobile, that card mobile game, and it's basically it's like they copied the compact mode from there. Um, I had high hopes for that game. I will play it again because of the story. I want to finish the story at least, if I can get to finish it because of the combat mode is weird. So it takes you ages to complete sometimes, doesn't it? But no, yeah, it could have been better.
Yeah, it could have.
But because I got it for free, I thought, why not? Why not? I'm a big Marvel
Yeah,
fan, and I thought to myself, oh yeah, high hopes for this game. And then the
yeah, me
combat
too.
mode.
I love Marvel, and that's why I bought the game. And they said Deadpool was coming to it. Like I said, I'm a big Deadpool fan. Like
Yeah.
I do cosplay and stuff on my stream, so I dress up as Deadpool all the time.
Oh,
I have
nice
a
one. I need
Deadpool
to get into
costume.
your streams more often. I haven't seen you in a Deadpool costume yet.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about. I have surgery the 23rd, so
Yeah,
um, I'll be out a couple days. So I have a stream before then,
yeah.
Tuesday night. So I'm thinking about. I haven't wore the Deadpool costume in a while, so I think I'm gonna throw it on. That'll be my last stream for about probably a week until I heal up and stuff. So
Oh wow.
I think I'm gonna do the Deadpool one.
I hope your surgery goes well there, mate.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Not a problem. And you know what? Don't rush back into things. Just come back when you're fit and you're ready. Because
Right.
no one will be expecting you to come back straight away anyway. Just take your time. Don't push yourself coming back into it straight away. If you feel like you want to, then yeah, fair enough, and we'll support you. And I'll be watching you. I'll be coming into your channel. But if you need
Nice.
time away, people understand.
Right. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, man. There was a time when I almost stopped streaming. Like
Yeah.
a lot of things were going on, and in the last Discord I was in, things kind of blew up, and it really, really put me in a bad place. It really did. I took a break for a while, and what made me actually start streaming again and come back is I had 100 people DM me like, when are you going to stream again? We miss Deadpool, we miss you. Like, we want to see you stream.
Yeah.
And after seeing all that, like, it really made me think differently because before I was like, people don't care if I stream. Like, there's no one out there that really wants to be watching me. But seeing how many people actually supported me and wanted me to come back and was like waiting on me to come back and reached
Yeah.
out to me, that made me change and come back to streaming. And I don't know if I'll do it full time, like I was, but I'm still going to try to do it 2 or 3 times a week. Get on the weekend because there's actually a lot of people out there that like watching me and like watching my cosplay, the things I dress up as. Like I said, I do Deadpool. I've also done Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead,
Oh wow.
a character called Mr. Bones. I do. I have a glow in the dark skeleton that I do on Halloween. I've dressed up as Elsa from Let
Nice.
It Go and actually sang the song Let It Go
That's
while I
what it's
was
all
dressed up as
about.
Elsa.
That is what
And
it's all about, mate. You know,
dude, it's fun.
you're like me. You just want to entertain everyone. You want to make people laugh, and that's what it's all about. And it's great to hear that you would do anything just to make people laugh and have fun, which this is the same as me. I love just making people laugh.
But that's what it's about, right? Like we are the entertainer, and
Yeah,
the people are watching us. They want to be entertained, and that's like if you want to see cracked out gameplay, you're not going to see it on my channel because I'm more focused on chat and talking to them. Doing things they want to see, whether it's singing or get up and dance and act a fool. Like it's what I do. You know, if I can make someone forget about their day for 10 or 20 minutes
yeah,
and make
exactly.
their day better, I'm going to do it. Like, that's what it's about. I just want to see people smile. I want them to have a good time. I hate when people are down. I hate when people are, like really, really in a bad mood or upset at themselves. Like, if they
Yeah.
can come in and just sit back and watch the show and enjoy themselves for 20 minutes, then I feel like I've done a good job.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're dancing around like a loony tickle or anything like that. But it's just,
Yeah. I mean, you're there to entertain people
yeah,
and make them have a good time. And if I'm doing that, then I'm doing my job. I don't care. Like, if the gameplay sucks, so be it. But at least you're going to have a smile on your face and laughing your butt off because I'm going to do my thing.
yeah. And do you know what? That's totally what it's all about. That's going on to the next question as well. Is basically, what's the craziest thing you've ever done on a stream?
The craziest thing I've done, it would probably have to be the Elsa costume. Like, when I say Elsa, I mean I had a wig. I had the dress on, the little veil that she has. I actually went out to a craft store and bought like snowflakes, but they were like glittery snowflakes. And while I was singing "Let It Go," I threw them up in the air, and they was falling down on me. I was dancing. That's probably the craziest I've done.
Wow, that's amazing, mate. That sounds like really really good fun as well. Did you enjoy it?
I did, and it was probably one of the better streams I had. Like people
Yeah.
were going crazy, subs and biddies, and just that stream had more clips on it than any other stream I've ever done. But it's fun,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
now like they want me to dress up as Poison Ivy, and someone said the Little Mermaid. So I'm like, okay, like if that's what y'all want, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Does that
Because
mean you can't get on the
yeah.
floor and flap your fish tail?
I'm a big character, man.
Yeah,
I want
same.
people to have fun. I want people to laugh. I don't care. Like I'm comfortable with who I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if me dressing up as Poison Ivy and singing a crazy song or doing a multi-stream with someone as they're dressed as Batman and I'm Poison Ivy, like that's what I'm going to do. Like have fun. Take as many clips as you want. That's what we're here for.
Definitely, mate. I mean, I've not really dressed up on my streams, but I have done something crazy. Which basically, I decided, you know what, I'm going to put some sound alerts on my channel just for people to interact more with me and all that, and it'll be funny. So one of my sound alerts is the Chicken Dance remix. You've probably heard of that one.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
the amount of times that gets spammed So I didn't know how to do. Well, I couldn't do the chicken dance as it is. So I curated my own chicken dance. So every time now it gets spanned. It must have been spanned nearly 400 times, by the way, because everyone loves that sound of it. Because I literally get up and I don't care. I say to myself, do you know what? Who cares? I'm going for this, and I literally go for it. And if you come into my stream one time, you think, "Oh my god, this guy! What is he on?"
That's what it's about, man. Just let loose.
Isn't it just? Isn't it just? I mean, there'll be, years ago we probably would have thought, we would have cared what people think, but as you get older, you think, sorry, don't care anymore. Innit? No, and they will be.
I've never.
Go on, mate.
I've never really cared what people thought of me.
No.
I do the best I can. You know what I mean? I'm not toxic to people. I don't down people. I don't have any hate towards people. Like, I be the best version of myself I can be. Sometimes there's always room for improvement, but like, uh, people's going to judge you no matter who you are or what you do.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm just want to be myself, have fun. And if other people are enjoying what I'm doing, then I'm doing a good job. That's just how I live life.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. I mean, I used to help out in the local charity shop called the Heart Foundation. You probably have heard of that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I used to go out dressed up all the time, collecting money for them. And being me, I would be the only one that would get dressed up and doing it. So I got dressed up as Captain America, Mr. Incredible. At Christmas, I'll dress up as Santa Claus, and I'll go. I start going ho 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 and all that. Honestly, I just do the whole lot. But there was one as well where I dressed up as, obviously the Heart Foundation. So they have a heart. They had a heart costume, so it was a big, massive heart costume, and it was absolutely sweating in it. But me being me, I was dancing around, waving and going, "Hello, how are we?"
I can see that. I can see it. And that's the thing, man. Just have fun.
Yeah, isn't it just? It's what it's all about. And do you know what? Any streamers that are listening to this, just go out for it. Don't care. Don't forget about. Yeah, you might have some people negative coming into your channel, but who cares? Because probably 80% out of all them people is positive people, and they'll come in, and if they like your channel, they'll stay in your channel. If they don't, then they don't. Who cares? Because you're just going out there trying to entertain people, and yeah, some people might not like it, but who cares?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If I could give a streamer any kind of tip, it would be before you stream, you have to figure out who you want to be first. So there's two
Yeah,
options. You can either be a serious gamer and actually go towards gameplay,
yeah,
or you can be a Fruit Loop and do cosplay and joking around and just off the wall stuff that people like. There's a viewing audience for both.
yeah,
Not everyone that comes in your channel is going to like you, and that's okay. Difference of opinions, that's perfectly fine. But there's an audience out there for everyone. You know what I mean? Find your niche, find what you're good at and what you like doing, and do it. And you're going to find that you being yourself is going to bring people in. That would be my one kind of tip for any streamer is just find your niche, what you like doing, and do it, and stick with it.
yeah. Definitely, it's like you just pointed out really, really well. There is just do it. I mean, there was a time where I think, especially lockdown. I think lockdown got it to a lot of people, and I did stop doing things for a while, and then when I started doing them again, and I was doing it regularly, I was like, why did it? why did they stop it? It's so easy to stop doing something.
It is.
It's harder to start doing it again. But once you do it again, you're always, you're always doing it. You enjoy it and everything. I mean, I started from doing content creating on YouTube, and I was doing regular videos all the time. And then just for some reason, I stopped. I just couldn't motivate myself to do it, and I was like, I really wanted to do it. I was saying to myself, right, tonight I'm going to do a video for YouTube. And I never got around to doing it because, like I say, it's so easy not to do something, isn't it?
It is.
Rather than to do it. But once you start doing it and you get into that zone again, it's always the way. And the reason why I haven't done many videos for YouTube now is because I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm going to start streaming a little bit more often, see what that does. And I've been absolutely loving streaming to people, because when you stream, you react to the viewers that are watching you there and then, aren't you? With a video, when you make a video, you're waiting for them viewers to come in and put something in, aren't you? Which, on a stream, it's so much easier because you're interacting in real time rather than waiting for someone, which is amazing, isn't it?
No, yeah, that's 100%. Like, it's the interaction between people
Yeah,
that's really what I look for. Like, that's why I focus so much on chat and talk to the people that's in chat. That's why if they say, "Hey, Dirty, I want you to, sing this song," I got channel point redemptions for it. I'll sing a song. They want me to get up and dance, I'll get up and dance. Like,
yeah.
it's the interaction between people, because like you never know who you're going to meet. You know
No,
what I
you
mean?
don't.
Um,
You certainly
and just
don't.
have fun with it. Just have fun.
Definitely, mate, and that's what gaming's all about. The gaming world is such a big thing to many people of us now, and it's amazing to see that there's more female gamers coming into the gaming world as well, which is actually, I think it's raised up from, it's raised up to about 40%, maybe a little bit higher than that, which is absolutely amazing. It's growing, and I think since lockdown, I think there's been more gamers coming on, gamers that haven't been gamed before. Probably for, oh, I would never be a gamer, but then, in lockdown, you tried all different things, didn't you? Because you couldn't do anything, you couldn't go out or anything. But so it was all about thinking, what can I do here at that moment? I can't go out, so I've got to do something. And I think people that didn't game have become gamers now, and they've not regretted it and not looked back now, which is amazing. And that's why the gaming world is increasing a hell of a lot.
During lockdown, that's when things really turned around for streamers. Like,
Yeah,
if you was streaming during lockdown, them people made a lot of money, because let's face it, you couldn't go out and do anything. Everything was closed down or so much restrictions. A lot of people just stayed home. I knew a lot of streamers kind of took off during the lockdown, and that I know some people that started streaming during lockdown and they really took off, because again, everyone was stuck at home. So like, why not? You know what I mean? Have fun. If you can change, someone's day, they're stuck at home. Everyone was down at that time. Uh, Everything was closing down. You either focused on family, and got
yeah,
close to your family, which even that can drive you crazy sometimes, or you got up and played games, or you streamed. And that was like what people did during lockdown. It took your mind off for a little bit. It kind of let you escape. And I wish I was streaming during lockdown. I wasn't. I played a lot of games, but I wasn't streaming then. But I'm glad lockdown's over.
yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah. Because it literally got us to us all, and we stopped doing what we loved doing, didn't we? And for a while.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, lockdown unfortunately took some people's lives too. So
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
maybe if they could have gained, and found that little escape, maybe who knows? But yeah, lockdown was hard on a lot of people.
Well, yeah, I lost. Well, not lost, but I knew someone that lost his life through COVID. Well, I knew two people that lost their lives through COVID, which is it was really really sad. So I'm just grateful to be here now
Yeah,
myself.
me too. Me too.
But you know, like you say, life goes on, but gaming has really it's changed people's lives in a sense because, like you say, through lockdown, the amount of streamers that weren't streamers have become streaming. It's changed their lives now. And some people are actually doing it for a full time job now, which is amazing because it should be like that sometimes, shouldn't it? You should be able to do what you do, um, and enjoy it and earn a living from it. Maybe.
Yeah. I'm a different person, so like with the people that's made it big on
Yeah.
streaming, like especially during lockdown and now, and if anyone does good, like I'm happy for them. Like I
Yeah.
always want to encourage people to be better. You know what I mean? If you can sit at home and stream and make a living for it, then good for you. Like that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm always there to raise people up. You know what I mean? I know some people are like, that's stupid sitting home playing video games, but it's not. Like some people make really good money doing it. You know,
Yeah.
they have a good life, and that's all you could ask for. Like
And
I
like,
don't see how some people can just down people. It's just not for me.
no, it definitely isn't for me. I'm always someone that you know uh, praises on people. If if you if they've done so well in streaming, it's amazing. I'm so pleased for them. I mean, for me, I'm one of them where it doesn't matter. I don't need to earn anything. I don't need to do anything. I just want to make them people that are watching me laugh, have a good night, say they've had a bad day. I want to make people's days and think to myself, oh, do you know what? She or he has gone to bed with a smile on the face because they'd literally come back, chilled, watched someone that thinks to yourself, he's amazing there, or she's amazing. They just want to make people laugh, and it's great when you get that feeling that you put a smile on someone's face.
Yeah. Some of the best times I've had streaming is when, you know, someone in chat will message me like, "Man, I really needed this. You know, you really made my day better. I was having a really hard time." Like that right there is worth it to me. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah,
care if I made a dime streaming, but if I affected someone like that and made their day better or made them laugh for a little while during something like rough times, then I've done my job, and that's all I could ask for. You know what I mean? Like if the money comes, the money comes. You know, it's not a big deal to me. It's more that, like I said, the interaction with chat, the meeting new people. Like that's why I stream. I don't stream to be a millionaire or make
no,
money. I stream to have fun, get away from real life, and meet new people. Like that's why I'm here.
yeah. Honestly, mate, that's the other reason why we do this podcast as well. Because the guests that we have on our show, you know, we keep in contact. We we just love it because we get to we just hear that a lot of your background. It's amazing because we've had so many guests on our show now, and all the stories are different. And people will probably think, well, how can a story be different on gaming? But there's always a different story behind someone's gaming life, which is absolutely amazing. And this is why we do the podcast, because we love listening to people.
Yeah, and you never know who you're going to meet. Like I said, I got a buddy that met his wife on gaming. Like, and come to find out, like she didn't live that far from him. They had never met in real life, you know.
Yeah,
Um, and then they got on a game together at one time, and they started talking. And then, he invited her over on the game to be her friend, and they talked for I don't know, like 6 or 8 months, and then come to find out, she lived right down the road from me. And they went and
Wow.
met and got together, and they're still together till this day, which is crazy. So you never
That is
know
crazy.
what can happen.
No, you don't, mate. And that's the joys of gaming and meeting new people. It's absolutely amazing, I think.
It is. It's awesome, man. That's what it's about. Meeting new people, doing different things, having adventures, just because you're grown up or getting older
Yeah.
doesn't mean you can't go out and have fun, you know?
I know exactly what you mean. Do you know what? It's been amazing having you on the show. We could talk about everything, and if there's there's definitely more things we could talk about, and we will probably get you on for a second part, maybe another episode sometime if you're up for it.
Yeah, I'm down. So down.
Nice one. So we're just going to finish the podcast. Basically, we also always finish the episode with a question. Basically, would you like to give a shout out to anyone?
Yeah, so I've been thinking. I want to give a big shout out to TCC. That is the Discord I'm
Yeah,
in. I'm part owner of it. Um, there's a lot of amazing people in there, out there supporting each other, building friendships, connections, and just having fun. Like that's what it's about. So TCC, you the best. Keep doing what you're doing. I love you. Um, if anyone listening want to check out TCC Discord, you can come to my Insta or my Twitch. It's linked on there. Come check us out.
amazing, mate. And yeah, fantastic shout out there. And yeah, guys, if you haven't joined that Discord server yet, please join that because it's a fantastic community. With full of people that just want to hang out and meet new people, which is absolutely amazing. We've got one more question for you, mate. It's a new thing that we've been doing for our last guest. At the end, we ask uh, privately who a question for our next guest. So your question this week of our last guest is basically um, what's the one thing they would tell someone who is just starting out streaming? So what would you say one thing they would tell who is just streaming out? So basically,
Okay.
what would you say to anyone that's starting to stream now?
Okay, I got that. I also wanted to say thank you and a shout out to you for bringing me on here and the
Oh,
podcast that you're doing. I think it's amazing. Um, it's awesome hearing from different streamers and their point of views, their background. So
yeah.
I want to say thank you for doing
Honestly,
that.
honestly, it's amazing. I'm so pleased to have you on the show, mate. I'm so glad we got you on for episode 2 as well, which is amazing.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. And for the question, um, the one thing I would tell a new streamer starting out is do not pay attention to the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, for one, Twitch and I guess OBS and all of them are twitching out. So the number that you see on your screen isn't always right. So that's one thing. Two, it doesn't matter how many people you have in your stream, in your chat. If you have 100 viewers, right, and you don't have anyone talking, you're going to feel like you're doing something wrong. Okay. So what I would say is don't focus on the numbers and focus on the people that come into your chat. Talk to them, engage them, ask them questions.
Yeah.
Heck, even bring them in to play a game with you once you get to know them. Like that is how you build a community. That's how you build a following. You know,
Oh,
worry about the people that come in, talk to them, and just keep that going. That would be my only suggestion for new streamers.
oh wow! That you know what that was just amazing. Listening to that, that answer back from that question, that was amazing. So yeah, anyone that is starting to stream, uh, Dirty Do's on TV. It's literally just pointed it out so well there. Yes, that was amazing, mate. Do you know what? That was answered better than I would answer it, basically. So, well
Nah,
done,
it's all
mate.
good, man.
But
I
honestly, mate,
appreciate it.
Honestly, I appreciate you just for coming on the show. Accepting the invite. It's actually amazing. Like we say, when we get the guests on our show, we like them to feel welcome and don't feel rushed into saying things. Talk at their own pace, and I just think it's amazing because you end up having a good quality chat, and that's one of the reasons why I love doing this podcast.
Oh yeah, it's organic. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
you're not, it's not scripted. We didn't go over nothing. This is all you ask and I answer, and we're just talking. Like it's natural, it's organic. You know what I mean? It just flows.
yeah,
Um, and you never know what's going to be asked, or you don't know what kind of talk you're going to have, but it's just you just go with it. You know what I mean? You answer things truthfully, honestly, and the best you can. You know what I mean? You know that other people's going to hear this, so you want to make sure that you speak your words clearly and just have fun with it.
definitely, mate. Honestly, been amazing. And one thing I want to just say before we end the show is basically, there's podcasts out there where you feel rush into saying things, and I know some podcasts can be good for that, but our podcast we didn't want that. We wanted people to feel welcome, relaxed, and just talk about what they want to talk about. So it's not all about getting that person to say something there and then. If you feel like, oh God, I'm a bit stuck on that word, that's all right. There's no rush, there's no pressure, and that's what we love doing in our podcast, is making people feel welcome.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Honestly, mate, it has. And you know what? Hopefully we'll get you on for extra episodes soon. Part two maybe. Because I just think, even though we've talked about a lot in this episode, I think there's a lot more that we could talk about, and that's gaming world for you. It never stops. You always got something to say.
Yeah, it's always going. It's always going. You're always getting new stuff. You're always playing new games. So there's always things to talk about. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely, mate. But thank you, honestly, once again for accepting our invite and coming on the show. You've been absolutely amazing, and I'm pretty sure all our listeners will be, when they listen to this, they will totally agree with me. You've been a fantastic guest, and you know what? It's been a pleasure, mate. You take care, and we'll speak soon.
All right, bud. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on, and I hope you have an amazing day.
Yeah, you too, mate. Bye.
Goodbye.